Yeah, baby, that's where it's at. Keto under 20. It's funny, my podcast that I uploaded today, so by the time you're seeing this, a few more have eclipsed, was about listening to Dr. Stephen Gundry and his lectins. And Deborah, said to me, it's too much for her brain. And it's like, yeah, I know, my shut-off valve happened before that. Once I heard lectins, it's just like, it's just one more thing. I just don't need to know that. And she simplified it and said sugar equals poison. What else did she say? Sugar equals poison, grains and starches kill my gut, and there you go. And fat makes me happy. Fat that I'm eating, not that I'm lugging around. And so there you go. I knew as soon as I stepped out of the house today, I said it's 100% humid out. And it was. You know, it just, I guess I'm just one of those that just, it affects me right away. So as I walked today, I was listening to someone that talks about eating keto, except not last week or this week. And as she was taping and driving her car, she was eating chips. And she said, I can't believe that, you know, a keto person is eating chips while talking to the keto audience while driving the car. It's like, talk about distraction. So clearly she's in the middle of, you know, it just made me feel so bad because she kept using the word authentic. And authentic is it's a very powerful word, and it's a very powerful place to be, regardless of if it hurts, if it's hard to say, if, you know, if it changes things. Being authentic with one's emotions and just peace of mind, place of mind, where you're at is incredible. And once you've claimed that you have some authenticity, to lose a grip on something that is part of the claiming of being authentic makes you have to come clean to people faster. And with, I guess, less shame, just getting it out there and getting towards working in the solution rather than being in the problem. And in our case, that would be eating at something. And so for the rest of her podcast, she was trying to identify what it was that made her fall off the rails with the carbs and the sugar and things like the chips, and just, you know, lose it and gain some weight. Gosh, I felt so bad for her. And but then again, I was awash in appreciation because, as some of you may have known, and I don't know when the nightmare of this will end, but until I get a certain document, my cottage sits with a former tenant's CRAP, and I can't touch it. And it has literally unglued me. And so talk about being authentic. So that's why I've shared a little bit of it with you here. And yesterday was the high or low point of my being out of my mind. Depends on which way you look at it. But I went to the court twice, and it's a very powerless feeling to not hear from your lawyer, to the tenant has gone off the, you know, he doesn't have a cell phone number anymore, so, and waiting for this document to come in the mail that should have been here over a week ago. And so finally, the second visit over there, they were able to tell me, 2 different outfits, just so you know, they were able to tell me that it went out on the mail on Monday, and today, as I tape this, it's Thursday. So a little bit of hope has fluttered through me, but that's my authenticity. I have definitely been distracted. And I will tell you that I will not be writing a landlord survival guide. I should be reading one, but not writing one. And my keto toolkit has been the balloon with all of the cables and the stakes in the ground. And as I watched this lovely lady, you know, eating chips while taping a keto podcast to us, I realized that there but for the grace of God go I. And, you know, she mentioned also that she is now living with somebody, and she found herself secretively putting ice cream in a coffee mug and taking it into her bedroom and eating it. And so there's the sneaking eating, and then there's the eating right in front of us, her keto audience. So anyway, it was interesting, and you know, her trying to be authentic. I so get that. I so honor her for that. And then I got a whole bunch of gratitude and counting my blessings that I have not dove into a bag of Doritos. And you know, when people tell me that they've been on binges, they sometimes eat things that they didn't even like. They don't like. That it shocks them. It surprises them that they could put these things in their mouth. When you think of a binge, at least have what you'd want to have, instead of just that, you know, that hunger, that mouth thing, that shoving it in as fast as you can and getting numb. So there but for the grace of God go I, and I am not numb today. I'm feeling the feelings, and hopefully this will be the last of what you hear, and the next time you hear, it'll be there'll be paint speckles on me from painting the cottage and getting it ready to rent out again. But thank you for hearing me through this. That's part of my authenticity, is that, you know, I'm going through this and it's not fun, but remaining true to my keto is the key. My big A salad is made and in the fridge already. It is now 6:12 a.m., so that's for the evening meal. It's going with lamb chops. I got a rack of lamb, and Greg cuts it up and then cooks it. And so that's something to look forward to. But with my salad made, you know, I guess that is one of the cables that is attached to that spike in the ground. You know, once that's made and my food is put in my chronometer, I know that I'm safe, even though I haven't had a bite yet today, and I won't be having a bite for 6 more hours. My calorie count for the day is 1,335. My carbs for the day are 18.7. My fat is 90. And my protein is 105, and I think that's because I'm having eggs with 4 ounces of steak tips for lunch as well. So I'm living high, I'm living large, and I'm liking it. And so my potassium today is 50%, but I think that I probably get more. It's just not necessarily logged in, but I'm glad my carbs are under 20, and I'm having a cucumber as well as my big A salad. And so I'm getting enough leafy greens. It's got the 5 gently roasted in the toaster oven asparagus for my prebiotics, and I like that too. So I like my probiotics, my prebiotics, my, you know, a little bit of dairy, a little bit of meat, a lot of fat. I'm happy. But, you know, tough times are tough, and sometimes the only way to plow through them is with sobriety of mind, which means that I'm not reaching for foods that are deadly in more ways than one, because I know how to get numb with food, and I've gotten numb with food. And, you know, when you're 67 and you're a food addict, you've had a relationship with numbness, and I don't want to be that way today. So I numb my brain. I numb my way a few ways. One is venting to a trusted person that will listen to me because I've done the same for them, even if it doesn't affect them. And 2, there's just something about watching Curb Your Enthusiasm that just makes me have a gut laugh or two. And then other times there's other places where I can get a little comic relief, or walking definitely helped today. Hearing her woe, it wasn't something I took pleasure in hearing, but by the time that she had poured out her soul to us, I realized, you know, that how quick, how easy, how everybody is subject to something like this happening to them. And we've seen it with other YouTubers that do keto blogs, and I just honor their honesty, their integrity, their authenticity, and I pray for them just to get back on track, because I know what a slippery slope, slipperiness is, and none of us want to be there today. We like to keep our keto grain-free, sugar-free, fruit-free, and fruit fly-free, say that 3 times, and diet soda and artificial sweeteners free too, because I just throw in those other things. That's just how I roll. You don't have to do it that way. You know, I've seen blogs of keto people that have had diet soda all the way through with no effects, and that's just how it works for them. For me, maybe I drink more coffee than the average Joe, little pun intended with that. And, you know, they would say back to me, well, you know, how about you with your coffee? At least I'm having diet something with 0 calories. And so they're right. You know, every cup of coffee that I have is at least 100 calories because I have a pat of butter and I have a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. So, you know, that's on me. It's logged today. That's part of the 1,335. And, oh my God, that was my best friend's phone number, the last 4 digits growing up. Isn't it funny, the stuff that you remember? And yet, you know, what did I wear yesterday with the 2 outfits that I went to court in? I remember that because I just remember that. But often days, I know when I was working, I couldn't remember what I wore the day before. So anyway, that's the deal from here. Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, being just a pickle in the jar, doing what I can do, keeping my cable for my hot air balloon really secured to the ground, getting through this ordeal to the other side without eating things that I'm not supposed to. The go-to is no longer the go-to. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't go to it. Vent here. I don't care. I love to hear it. And sometimes it just cleanses the soul to get it out to somebody that's going to understand, right? I mean, when I say I don't care, I mean I don't mind if you do. I do care. That's the point. That's why I'm here every day, and I've done 1,000 almost of these podcasts. Who knew? Wow. So thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with keto. Under 19 today. I want points. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.